It's the mukbang.
The mukbang.
What's up, everybody?
What's up, y'all?
Tug of more.
Yep.
At lunch.
Hey, we've been having a busy day, and so luckily our team is nice, brought us food.
Yep.
And oh gosh.
So let's talk about the mukbang. It sounds like a swear word. It sounds like a couple swear words.
I think that's why you like it, because you don't swear, but it's like you can get away with saying a word that's kind of not.
It has that aggressive.
I'm like, whatever, I can swear, whatever.
You
God
can't
will forgive
swear.
Me. Oh wait.
I'm gonna put a swear jar. I'm gonna put a swear jar in the church.
I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna put it right next to the giving box.
I don't really do it very often for as much as we tease about it, but it was once my massive vice. Okay.
Have you seen these videos of this
How are we gonna chew
Asian?
and talk?
Have you seen these videos of this Asian fisherman that he cooks like live food on his boat and eats it, like snails and starfish? Can we like link a?
Something.
Here's the video.
我的最爱。
This guy, he eats while he I don't know, talks, but he's talking in I don't know what kind of language. It's the
How does
craziest
he
thing I've ever
do
seen.
it?
It's disgusting. He's throwing like
This is all I'm afraid of right now. Is I'm gonna take a
Live.
bite and then have food in my teeth while we
all
talk.
kind of people eat on TV. Brad Pitt has made an entire career of eating while
right.
in movies.
He's the best.
The only thing that's made Brad Pitt famous is that he eats on camera. It's the only attribute.
Not at all. Lots of great attributes.
Okay,
Hey, we met Brad Pitt's brother in Mexico. Remember?
we did.
Yeah.
What's his name? Baron Pitt?
I can't remember.
Arm?
Armpit. Yeah.
Stank?
He was at the thing that we went to. Anyway, go ahead.
He was in Cabo?
Yeah, he was at the
Did he look like Brad Pitt?
kind of. No, it was Brad Pitt's brother. He is shorter. We also met. I got to play
Have you
over
met it?
Jack Nicklaus's junior son.
Have you ever? Who's the most famous person you ever met? Do you remember in the like 90s there was a volleyball player who was in the Olympics who was really tall that was famous? She was a blonde lady. She had like a McDonald's. She was like part of McDonald's somehow. I met her.
Part of McDonald's.
She was like a McDonald's athlete.
I don't know what that means.
I met a famous volleyball player in the 90s on an elevator in Chicago.
I met Marcus Lemonis on the elevator in Vegas.
Oh, I'm
this
mad at
past
you.
Summer.
Yeah,
I
I'm
know.
mad at you. If you don't know Marcus Lemonis, go check him out. Hey, Marcus, come on our podcast. We're high quality. We're doing incredible things here. What I know is that
with Chick-fil-A sandwich or salads. Oh yeah, go.
our systems, Marcus, are really good. The people here are really good. We're doing incredible things.
Yeah,
Marcus
and our
Lemonis
product.
and our
Our
product.
product is really good.
Yeah, dude, I can preach. Whitney can sing. It's Tammy Lee Faye.
So mean.
That's what it should be. You should be able to sing.
Doug Pitt. His name is Doug, I think. I don't know.
Doug,
I don't know what his name is.
the less handsome and rich
We
brother.
also, in Christian World, we've met all of them. We met Chad Beach at Disney World this year. We were at Disney World. My son saw on Instagram that he and his wife were there, and he was like, all I want to do is see him. And then they walked by, they were there. They were super nice to him. He was more excited than me because, obviously, I'm trying to think. I've met a lot of famous people. When I used to work in cosmetics.
Your daughter met
Judah Smith.
her daughter met Judah Smith, and she came back. You remember how when girls used to see Michael Jackson, they like faint and stuff?
Yes.
That's what happened to McKinley
Yeah.
when she saw.
What did she say?
She said, "I saw Jesus dripping from him." I was like, "Ugh, mukbang." I was like, McKinley, that's bing bong. That's weird. That's disgusting.
Oh my word, I love it. No, what about God, there's so many people.
This podcast is about to have a point, so keep listening.
Is it?
Yeah, I got one.
Okay,
Keep going.
well, no, I was thinking about when I was working in cosmetic world, they used to pay ridiculous amounts of money for football players to come because we were connected with Hugo Boss. And so they would come because Hugo Boss is like the official sponsor of the NFL fragrances or something.
Chrome.
And yeah, you know Chrome. We used to have, man, I can't even think of who they were. But one was the really famous.
Oh, I met Emmett Smith.
That guy. We had Emmett Smith once.
I met Emmett Smith.
Oh, yeah. We saw Emmett Smith at Potter's house too. Remember?
Yep. I was like, "What's up, Emmett? I don't know anything about you
Who's a
except you
really
play football."
famous guy? Oh my gosh, this is embarrassing.
I had somebody
No,
come up to
older.
me. I had somebody come up to me and they said, "Are you Pastor Trustin?" And I said, "Yeah." And
They met a famous
and they
person.
said, "Can I take a picture with you?" And I was like, "Yeah, man." He pulls. I'm at Home Depot. He pulls the phone out, took a picture of me. He started crying.
Really?
He took a picture of me, hugged me. He was like, "Hey, man, it's really great to meet you." And then he left.
Who was it?
Some dude, I don't know.
Well-
but what if that's what it has? That weird moment has to be what it's like for Leonardo DiCaprio every day of his life.
Yeah.
That dude can't go anywhere without people being like,
I would love to meet Leo. I never met Leo. Troy Aikman. That's who I was trying to say. That's embarrassing that I couldn't remember his name.
"Yep." Okay.
there's
Guess
another
what?
one. I don't
When you
remember.
have the tug of more,
Yep.
you have to be willing to multitask.
Oh, that's true. Well,
You have to be able to do one thing while doing something else.
yes.
Our schedule.
Some of us are better at that than others.
Is that are you coming at me? Oh, Bailey's aggressively shaking her head.
Come
Yes.
at me every day, all the
Get
time
me.
on this, and
No.
I'm never come at you.
I cannot text, I cannot type and listen. If
This is why I'm saying
if
it.
I'm text messaging and you're talking to me, you do not exist.
He will literally say, "I'm sorry, I wasn't listening."
But at least I'm honest. My brain, there's like a wire that doesn't
Yeah.
work that I can't do.
But then
two
when
things.
I'm typing, you're like, "Do you hear me?" And I'm like, "Yeah, yes."
No, it's because I'll be telling you very important details of life,
Yes.
and you are on the phone and typing and talking to a person in the next room,
But-
and then you're like, "Yeah, I got it. Okay, talk faster." It's like tears come down my eyes.
As
Whitney,
opposed to the information I'm giving you, which is very not important.
be there at 3:30, and I'm like, I can't hear you.
What are you talking about?
Okay, multitasking.
Yeah.
When you're called to more and you're pulling into more things, the schedule can be really busy.
Man.
It can be there can be a lot of things happening at one time.
And if you don't own your schedule, then your schedule owns you. Isn't that a thing they say?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so, like, we have to figure out and not be afraid of it. You and I are not fans of asking someone else to go get us a salad.
Right.
We're not good at that. We don't. You have to say words in the mic.
Right.
There you go.
I pulled it away because I'm chewing. I don't want you to hear my
I know.
chewing.
So we're not very good at it because we feel like we love everyone and no one is like, there are no small parts, only small actors, right? And so we don't like asking for it, but we've had to learn that in order for us to lead most efficiently.
Is that wrong? Do you say that backwards? There are no small actors, only small parts?
I said it the other way.
Yeah, but
There are no small parts, only small actors, meaning people who are short, right? Is that what it means? Oh,
we're about to get a letter from the Little People Association of America.
I don't mean little people. I meant like small people, like children are small. I don't know. Is that not what it means?
I would think that the saying would go the other way. There are no little actors, only little parts. Like,
He's correct, but it's not about being a physically small.
What's it
You're
about?
a small person, about like you see things small.
give Bailey a microphone.
You're myopic.
Oh, is that what does it mean?
It doesn't matter.
You were right.
Oh, every character actor in their own sphere is the lead. Oh, okay. So what the point is you may have a small part, but you need to own your part the best.
Yeah,
No matter what So if you're getting a salad for someone, like Caden got us a salad.
Thanks, K-Dog.
And he did a great job. He got the dressing. He didn't forget it. He checked to
Boom.
make sure there was a fork and napkins. Like, he led that part well.
I was kind of hoping that he would have accidentally got me a spicy chicken sandwich with a French fry and a peppermint
Yeah,
shake.
I was hoping for it too.
I was kind of hoping.
These salads.
that would happen. Mm-hmm. Yeah, multitasking. If you can only do one thing at one time, then you can not get a whole lot done.
Right.
Yeah, zoom in on her.
No.
Zoom in on her shoveling. So what are some things that we do that we multitask? Whitney and I, we have a whole podcast on how her and I's work relationship functions, with her being a chick that's not my wife and me
Right.
being a dude that's not her husband.
That's true.
But we drive to meetings together, and really some of our most productive time is when we're driving somewhere because there's no distraction.
No.
We're only able to, like, we know we have to get this talked about before we get to the destination.
Yeah.
And we can just nail it.
No, that's true. And I think that we've learned what you said, like there's times where we have to multitask, we have to eat, and man, we eat and talk and meet all the time. I think it can be easy for people to think, oh, they're just out having fun, laughing about whatever. Most times when we're meeting and eating, it's only because of the need to eat, and therefore one of us is like, eat. Usually you're telling me, eat food, don't just keep typing and talking.
Yeah.
But we have to do that all the time. There's times where we have to efficiently plan meetings where it's like we're going to come from this meeting to that, and then we're going to add this person in. Like we have to, I don't know, there's lots. I can't even think about it. We do it so almost effortlessly now that I don't even know what you're chewing. So now you have to think of more words.
Well, I was thinking, if someone is only listening to this and not watching, they're going to be really confused with what's happening.
They're going to be grossed out. I would be grossed out.
We're currently eating lunch.
I don't like people chewing and talking. It's grossing me out.
I listened to a podcast with Mike Tyson on it. Mm-hmm. And I probably shouldn't even talk about this. But Mike Tyson is a big advocate of drugs. And
like performance enhancing drugs or any kind?
No. So on the show, he starts eating mushrooms that like get him high. Oh. But he won't swallow it. Because it's something about like you got to let it's like chewing tobacco or something. And so the whole time he's talking, you just hear this like sound. Is disgusting.
That is super gross. Well, you know who breathes loud is my kid, Easton. He breathes so loud.
Oh, bro.
It's so, I don't know why.
Try sharing a hotel room with him.
And that's what I said. Did he snore? And he said no. About you, but you were probably like, no, but he was breathing loud. He was snoring loud.
Like, what is going on? Gonna get this guy a CPAP machine.
No, I don't know. Look, I've ruined my teeth.
Okay, how else do we consistently multitask?
I don't know. I was trying to think. What else?
I think that multitasking, it goes beyond just like doing multiple tasks, but allowing your brain to switch gears.
Oh,
so like
we do that
in
every
one
second.
day, I can be counseling a marriage that's falling apart. I can be writing a sermon. I can be balancing a budget. I can handle conflict, and I can talk about sheetrock getting installed. All of these things can happen in a very short amount of time, and so we have to allow our brain to be able to be nimble.
That's a good way of saying it.
Because distractions come. Like in a growing organization, distractions come. I've got to think that like someday it won't be as much like that. But maybe it is. Like I think of a great pastor, right? Robert Morris. Like I kind of feel like Robert Morris is in his office and he like has his time scheduled and like he doesn't get bothered. That's probably not true.
No.
He's got a bigger church, people dying and having babies and having emergencies and hiring, firing staff. And so like, we can't just get comfortable in the like, man, I wish my brain could only focus on this one thing.
No, I think in fact we have to grow that muscle if it's not strong. So I think what are some tools that you learned to help you do that? Because some people might say, well, I'm not a multitasker. And that's fine to say that that's not your, like we were teasing that you're not as much on the phone as, you know, if I am. But what have you done to grow that muscle? Because you have. And some people might be like, I'm not a multitasker, so I just can't do it. I have to just eat and have quiet so I can recharge my brain. Okay, fine. Maybe you can on Tuesdays, but you can't every day. Like, what are some things you can do to help yourself grow that muscle?
Man, I don't really know.
You don't know?
No, I think
I know.
I think that I'm so motivated that I've pushed myself through it and haven't really done it well. Like I remember just probably 3 or 4 years ago, going home at the end of the day and honestly getting an ice pack and putting it on my head and laying on the couch because it felt like my brain was overheating like the truck engine. Like I really would put an ice pack on my head because of the how far my brain had to shift. And so I think I just plowed through it. Another piece that I think helped me is what I used to do is when someone would want to talk to me or set up a meeting, they'd say like, hey, Pastor, I want to get a meeting. I'd love to connect with you sometime. And I would always say, okay. I'd say yes. Well, that turns into now I'm driving the coffee shop. I got to sit down. I'm doing pleasantries. I'm talking. And every meeting turns into an hour.
Right.
Whereas now I think I've learned to understand the value of 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Maybe even 2.
Yeah.
And so instead of it having to be a whole meeting, it can be, wait, hit me with facts, decision, see ya.
Yeah.
And
no,
so
it's great.
I've had to become faster.
That's what I was going to say. There's been times that you and I have been like, okay, we've got where you talked about changing gears, that we've been like, okay, we have a giant, I don't even know how many pages it is now, but we have a giant dump page all the time of just to-dos and things and like strategies we got to figure out, and then who we're assigning it to and where is it going and all that stuff. Excuse me. There's been times, see, this is a food and eating thing. Oh man. And so there's been times where we've been like, okay, we're going to, until right now, my clock says 1:39. Okay, so at 1:42, we're going to shift gears and talk about that. So we got 3 more minutes to talk about this.
Yeah.
What do you think? Boom, 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 boom. And that helps our brain go, okay, I'm going to do this thing and now shift. I think the eating and talking thing actually is a great, like if you feel like you're a bad multitasker, that's a great first step. But then allowing yourself to just start making your brain shift back and forth. The reason you can multitask is because you are thinking about multiple things at once. And so training your brain to like write out a list and say, hey, we teased him the other day. When Pastor Brent came to work at Living Church, we built a giant list. I mean, how many was there? 25 things?
Yeah, a lot of questions.
And we gave him 60 seconds.
In part of his interview process was this test where we had 20
came up with- we were
we had
so
like
proud of
25 questions. Were they written down on a whiteboard?
Yeah, a whiteboard. And he had
And we had a stopwatch, and like
Literally
we
a
said,
stopwatch.
okay, number 1, go. And he just had to answer this question,
in 60 seconds or less.
and he did incredible.
Yeah, he did
And it
amazing
showed
job.
us that Brent, not only that he had good answers, but he also had dexterity of thinking.
Right.
That he wasn't trapped in just one.
Yeah, because he was able to shift
Cognitive
from,
path.
Right. These are deep words.
Well, now I have food in me. That last one we filmed, I was struggling. I didn't have any food.
Maybe that's why you're
If
a little
I don't eat, I don't work. I need sustenance.
Yes. So, yes, dexterity of thinking, though, is the right thing to say. So I think that is the way to train your brain. If you don't know how to multitask, put down some stuff on a list and make your brain go back and forth between multiple things, because that's what you're doing in real time. When you're doing 2 things at once, your brain is just switching back and forth. Today we were talking about something, it was super serious, and you're like, what are you doing? And I'm like, no, I'm listening totally. I was just also ordering something that was on sale, about to sell out, and that we needed for the office space.
Yeah.
And so I was like, let me just order this, but I'm right here with you. The only way to do that is by being able to switch your brain from the numbers that I'm typing in to the thing that we're talking about.
There's another thing that really helped me be able to do that.
What?
Is making that list. So something we do almost every Monday, I know I do it every Monday, is I make a list of things that have to get accomplished that week. And so last week I came in with a pretty overwhelming list, because you and I had been
Ginormous.
separated and apart, and you were on vacation. I was busy doing a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
And so we have this big list, and once I get it out on paper, it's not rattling around in my brain anymore. And so now I can jump from number 7 on the list to number 12 on the list pretty easily, because I'm not going to forget about it.
Right.
And then I'll add new details to my to-do list, like what has been accomplished, or I'll highlight it different colors to determine on where it is in process.
Yeah. No, that's great. I think that's a great thing, because you got to learn.
If you feel the tug of war, you have to multitask. I do not remember the last time that I ate a lunch not working.
Yeah.
Like, other than like with my family or something, but like Monday through Friday.
Yeah, you don't usually take a lunch break.
No, I have my laptop with me and I'm writing a sermon, I'm checking email, or I'm having a meeting.
Yeah.
Every meal.
Yeah.
But that's not workaholic. I enjoy what I do.
Right.
And it's just a lot more efficient to do that.
Yeah.
Something funny about Whitney and I, almost every day when we leave the office, if we're leaving at the same time, I'll look over as you pull out of the parking lot and you're on your phone.
Yeah.
And I'm on my phone. You know why? Because between leaving the church and getting home, I have 10 minutes of drive time.
Right.
And so I need to call so-and-so about what it is. And then now this is a good opportunity for me to make that call.
No, it's true.
Muckbang.
Muckbang.
What are other things that we can do while we film a podcast other than eat? Can we like knit?
We we should get treadmills and walk on them while we film the podcast. We're going to do that. Let's do that. We can, I don't know, juggle. You can juggle, right? Isn't that one of the many classes that your mom had you in as a child?
I used to be able to juggle. I don't know what happened.
You can't do it anymore? And you also used to ride a unicycle, which
Yeah, I
is a
used to be
very
able-
interesting thing.
Yeah, I was a weird kid, man. I used to ride a unicycle. We lived in a cul-de-sac. I would ride my unicycle, and I had a crossbow. Not a bow and arrow. Well, I had a bow and arrow too, but I had a crossbow.
What's a crossbow? The one's like a gun?
Yeah, it's like a gun, but like the bow goes this way. And so I had a crossbow. And my dad would set up this thing at the end of the street on a trash can, and he would put it like a target or an apple or a can or water bottle or something on the trash can, and I would ride around in a circle on my unicycle, and I would come by the thing and I would shoot it. And while I did it, I would be wearing one of those leather hats that taxi drivers in New York City wear. My mom has a picture. Should we link it in? I'll find
We can find it. Oh my word.
This is a weird kid, man.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
This is super weird. But like, no, I was not homeschooled. No, my parents are not missionaries. I went to regular private school in Flint, but yet could ride a unicycle, shoot a crossbow.
Hey, I'm pretty good.
I also had like a regular BMX bike. I was like
Yeah.
doing mad jumps.
Sorry, I'm eating and talking at once.
Yeah,
It's very
multitasking.
difficult. No, yeah. I don't know what we could do.
Muckbang.
We could do a cooking one. So like eating, next step would be cooking. That would be fun.
We should do a sermon series, like a cooking sermon series, like they do on like
Yeah.
on TV shows. I don't know what it would be.
Like how Bob Ross used to paint while he told. Oh, he didn't tell a story, I guess. But kind of he did about the happy little
Bob
trees.
Ross is now like beloved by stoners.
He's beloved.
We had a guy on our staff. One
Oh my
time.
gosh.
We went on a trip. And me and him were sharing a hotel room. And so I don't know. I'll get out. I'm like getting out of the shower, like coming back from a meeting, and I walk into the room, and it's like 11 o'clock, and the dude's sitting on the bed, watching in the hotel TV. Watching, no, not on the TV.
No,
on
he's
his
on
laptop.
his laptop, I remember.
He's watching on his laptop Bob Ross paint a painting from like 1983. And so I just like hear it going. And so I let like 10 minutes go by, like, what is going on? And so I asked him, he was like, yeah, dude, I just like watching it. Relaxes me.
Yeah. It's like your shows, though. You have your shows.
I'm not watching no Bob Ross.
No, you like 600 Pound Live and those other
I will
shows.
watch my 600-pound life.
Because it relaxes your brain from what you've been thinking about. That's the thing about multitasking, though. You said it, that like, I'll drive home, but I actually have learned that if I want to decompress to actually stop working and be home, that I have to find some time between the driving home and the getting home where I actually stop working. That's hard.
I want to make a very important statement. Salads, once they run out of meat, are trash. I'm like, look at how much salad I have left, and all the chicken's gone.
But you don't like vegetables.
What is this?
It's a vegetable.
Where's the chicken?
You don't need the. I survived for a long time without eating any chicken. Remember?
Survived?
Hey, I was doing good. I thought, but you just don't like it. You don't prefer the taste of it.
Chicken without meat,
And the texture. Chicken without meat.
or
Salad.
salad without meat is pointless. Guys, you got to learn how to multitask, even if that means film a podcast. It might not even be good while you're having lunch. I hope
We're
you guys.
not even sure if it is good.
I'm not even sure this is good. It might not even be posted. If
But
it is,
also tell us other things we could do while filming a podcast. I think that's fun.
yeah, we got to get the studio done.
Well, yeah.
This
the real
studio,
one.
we can't. I have to come through sideways to fit my butt through that. That's why I mean a salad, because my studio's so small, my body can't fit into it.
So we could either change the studio or change our bodies.
Yeah, but what if we did both at the same time? Boom.
I knew he was going to say that.
Guys, love y'all. See ya.